ulti.tv.
Welcome back to ulti.tv's coverage of Glastonbury Tournament here at the Tour Sports and Leisure Centre. More crossover action continues with both of these sides playing for the right to go into the top 8. The tournament's top seed Shakedown playing against the Swansea Grads and people who are not Swansea Grads but are playing with Swansea Grads. Seems about right. Benji Reese back with you on comms, joined as always by a man who I cannot describe because my brain is mush, Lorcan Murray.
Lorcan Murray, the indescribable, is how they know me in sectors that brains have turned to mush anyway. I can understand and appreciate that. Lord knows I'm running on fumes as well, but we'll keep on trucking. Quick suggestion, I don't know if Swansea have a alumni name that's also a pun, but I would personally go with Swansea Song.
Swan Song, or just Swan Song. Yeah, that's not bad actually. To be fair, Swan Song's pretty good. I'll take that. I will say Shakedown have very kindly provided us with some sort of a roster, which is good.
It's something that certainly resembles a roster anyway.
It's Glasto, so I didn't actually want people's real names. Like, it's boring.
Yeah, what are we going to do? Call people by the names their parents gave them? No, that's terrible.
I want to call people names like Meat Train and Horse. It's much more fun.
It's way more fun. Also, you know, it's more compassionate. That's what they really are. As we see Swansea getting off to a start here, trying to fight their way into the knockout rounds. That is a lovely high release backhand into the space and comfortably collected.
If you've got it, flaunt it.
Absolutely. As we see Swansea, lovely shot through the middle and into space, but there, great pressure from Shakedown. They're able to capitalize, and now they're going back in the other direction. And that's Saps, the 22 with the hat, shooting it comfortably to the end zone for Mike with the collection, and 1-0 to Shakedown.
Nice work from Saps. Not bad. Not bad at all. Shakedown, of course, tops Pool A, entering the brackets as the #1 seed, as opposed to the Swansea Grads entering the bracket as the #16 seed. So, you know, if this is a crossover, this would be the largest upset. But the way Glasto works, you know, it's a big tournament going on, a lot of teams, so it's not necessarily always the most accurate seedings coming in. Especially because at party tournaments, seedings can be inaccurate at the best of times, but even more so when you're coming off the back of a pandemic and no one's really played for 2 years.
And every team has pickups, and a lot of those teams don't play a whole lot of other tournaments. It's one of the really fun things about it. For example, Exeter, who we saw in the crossover earlier, and we saw on stream playing Shakedown earlier during the pool stages, were ranked 25th coming into this, 12th going into that crossover game, and they walked through the 6th ranked seed. So now they're going into the final 8 with the big number, with number 6, which is a nice improvement, 20 spots up from where they entered.
5.
They're coming to 5?
5-12, that's how the crossover works.
That's what I was thinking, then somebody else told me they were 6. But there we go, getting number 5, even better. A 5-4 crossover, or a 5-4 quarterfinals, the one you want, if you're in the lower bracket.
So I must admit, I'm a little surprised that Kaz is playing, because his arm was very much in a sling last night. And he was
in a sling this morning, apparently. Maybe it's the power of the drink?
I mean, it's the power of something, certainly. Mental fortitude, we'll call it.
Maybe he had himself a disco biscuit.
Oh,
Swansea
right, I see, yeah.
Overthrowing that and just not getting it through. So now Shakedown looking to bring a bit more. The scorer of the previous point, Mike, with the disc. Nice pop over to Shire. And she's going to want to spread that around the countryside. Nicely down the line, Sophie to Sophie.
Yeah, oh, okay. So that's why they've given her a surname, because they've got 2 Sophies.
Yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha.
And into the middle, Mike waiting. Deciding, judging. Oh, that one was almost picked off. But a lovely shot. Sap sends it to the front corner.
Juma's trying to force it in. Oh, just about gets it to go.
Squeezes it down the line and somehow pulls off that pass.
Would you say that was jammed in the jam hole?
I'd say he definitely did some jamming in order to get that one in there.
And was the place it was jammed into a jam hole?
Could have been a custard hole.
Yeah, jam hole.
You can't custard something into a custard hole, though, I suppose.
I mean, you could, but it doesn't sound it's not as good, is it? Let's jam it in the jam hole.
No.
It's so much more satisfying to say.
I personally have never been quite as enamored with the phrase as you, but, you know, I'm
you're
also not as enamored with jam.
I'm not mad. Oh, to be fair, actually, we've made some excellent jams over the past couple of years at home.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we grow strawberries in our back garden.
Oh, that sounds delightful.
Yeah, it is. We've got a decent sized vegetable patch. We're currently working our way. We have loads of asparagus every year, like coming out of every orifice.
That's fantastic.
Have you ever seen how asparagus grows?
No.
Well, it just kind of grows up like that. So it looks like someone's come in and just planted asparagus stalks in the ground overnight. Like, so, this is definitely how asparagus grows. Yeah, totally. That's no, I haven't just planted them there. No, but it's genuinely, they just come up. It's like that. We've also got we've also growing our own sweet corn, which is so good. Honestly, it's unbelievable.
I have really come around to sweet corn lately. As that one goes sailing out.
Sailing into the camping chair. It's going to brick it. Good decision.
Smart decision, and Swansea hoping to get on the board. 2-0 down against this very impressive #1 seeded Shakedown team, who are hoping to add another title at Glastonbury to their collection.
You know, maybe.
Great catch.
You wonder if perhaps, you know, that game against Exeter maybe gave them a bit of a jolt and woke them up a bit.
Excellent point. Swansea still trying to fight off this line. 10 and 97 doing a lot of work, and that's a lovely connection. Pressure coming and just enough to dissuade the catch. 10 and 97 are going great together. That was a fantastic same third throw, and we've seen so many turnovers from that.
Should have, you can't really put that one on the thrower.
You can't really. Sat really well. I would give a lot of credit for that to Saps coming in. And he launches one of his own all the way back. He's already got 1 assist to Mike. Make it 2, 3-0.
Hey, one pass ultimate, just go down and just blast it down the field as a man walks past with a massive, turkey leg almost.
Was that a turkey leg?
I don't know, but it was a big joint of meat.
It was a big piece of meat that looked very tasty.
I mean, both of us here are partial to a big piece of meat. Sups is celebrating. Yeah, we got it. That's our job.
Maybe he's a sapper, the way he's blowing up this Swansea defense.
Sups, not Saps.
Oh, it's Sups?
Yeah, learn to read.
Oh, learn to write a U properly.
Well, I didn't write it. You think my writing's this nice?
No, that's true. I've seen your writing.
Have you seen the pages and pages of notes I've got from my master's degree?
That is actually really fancy looking. That looks really nice.
Yeah, I splashed out on some multicolour pens. Very happy with it, actually. Great.
The pens thing is a bit weird, but your handwriting's actually really nice.
It's not.
Oh, that's lovely.
You get scrappy. There's a lot of really interesting stuff in here. History to context, sports broadcasting.
Oh, very interesting indeed, but not quite as interesting as the game we've got going on in front of us right now. Swansea still searching to that first point on the board.
Looking to make some history of their own.
Opportunity comes. That nice physical pressure, stopping the shot going up. Second time asking, he gets the bite into the cherry. And that's drifting just too much. Possibly could have caught it if she jumped slightly later, but was always asking a lot of the receiver.
So I tell you what, 4-0, if Shakedown put this in, you kind of feel they've already done most of the work already.
Probably going to start looking at the possibility of an early finish to the second last game of the day, but we don't want to disrespect Swansea just that much yet. Although Juma is always looking to find people to disrespect as he goes deep one more time. But Mike says no.
I wonder if they're a little bit worried about that height matchup, perhaps. They've got some tall players lurking deep, and a missed throw there will give the Swansea Grads the disc back.
Once again, 10 sitting up in the middle handler position, and one who's done so much initiation cutting for them. Lovely little give go, and a straight shot to the end zone. That looked comfortable. More like that, please, Swansea.
I'll tell you what, wearing the shoulder brace doesn't look like it's limiting him at all. By the way, I still think he's mad for playing.
It is a questionable decision to play when... How is your arm feeling? All right, sore, okay. Have you drank much? Will you? All right, well then you'll probably be fine.
Wait, he's doing this, he's made that decision while sober.
He might be sober, but he does have Magneton on his shorts, so, you know.
That's clearly a Magnemite, mate.
Oh, Magnemite's the single one, isn't it? Magnetron is the triple.
Magneton is the triple.
Is it just Magneton?
Yeah, and then Magnezone is the one that evolves from that.
No, I don't recognize that.
That's Gen 4.
I struggle after the 151.
A lot of people do.
It's just not much point.
I could not disagree more. You're missing out on some fantastic games.
I'm also missing out on a lot of really bad Pokemon, though.
No, there's some really good Pokemon designs in later gens that people don't give them credit for because they're from later gens.
Yeah, but aren't there also a lot of really bad ones?
There were. To be fair, there were some in the first that weren't that great either. Like honestly, Lickitung.
Blasphemy. Lickitun's amazing.
You're wrong. It's so bad.
He's such a pervert.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not a good thing.
Speaking of perverts, JB, disc middle of the pitch, spreading it out wide to Shire.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Thank you. Sups gets that out to the swing. That is a nice shot, but not a great catch. Paddy left a lot of work to be done.
It wasn't. Yeah, it could have been a cleaner attempt, I think.
Yeah. It could have been a bit higher off the ground, but still, it was catchable. Hit him on the hands.
Can't do that. It's too much.
Too much.
Got to make him work for it more.
Especially someone like Chubby.
Is that one of those ironic nicknames?
It's one of them motivational ones, but it's worked.
It's like when there's a really tall bloke and you call him Titch. It's just like classic.
Oh, Sups has read that really well.
Oh, he's got to catch his D though. What a muppet.
You can see that they're trying to set up these deep shots from 10 to different receivers, and Shakedown have cottoned onto it awfully quick. Great pressure.
You putting that on the throw or the receiver? Or
thrower, 100%. That was. Why are you going for that throw with the wind blowing, high blade?
But it did go through the receiver's hands.
With a lot of pressure
with the bad
around.
option.
With a lot of pressure around. There's a hand block that's almost brought in.
Or not.
I think. Hold on.
Foul
Did
called.
Sups just call a foul on himself?
No, the opposition player. The
okay.
thrower's called the foul.
Okay, that makes.
That's what. It would be weird to call the foul on yourself and then have the issue about whether it's and then have the debate about whether it's a foul.
It's true.
Ed has arrived back in his funky shirt.
With his cool ass sunglasses. Flexing on us. As this discussion continues. And we're back in Swansea. Looking to close that gap.
Travel?
Travel called, so it's going back?
Yeah, he was not in the pitch when they checked it back in.
Nicely done.
Easy mistake to make. He lied. I've never made that mistake. Have I missed a page? No, good. Sorry. Oh, why did you take a photo? My hair wasn't good. Nice break off the line.
I'm not afraid to lose some yards. 10 size up the arch from 10.97. We know how good they are at connecting to each other.
And as we mentioned, especially on smaller pitches, losing the yards is less of a problem because you can still score from anywhere on the field.
Getting a bit crowded for Swansea now. They go for something ambitious, and it pays off. 3-2. Nicely done.
Should it have paid off?
Does it matter?
Fair point. Hey, I guess if you don't buy a ticket, you can't win the lottery or something.
I mean, you gotta bring your shovel if you want to go to work. And they are digging at the bottom of the barrel, and they're finding some apples.
Hi-ho.
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 No, we can't do any more than that. Oh, we'll get...
Oh, you're right. Yeah, yeah. Don't want to get in trouble.
We'll
Normally,
get
my
DNCA'd.
inability to sing on key is really helpful for this, because you don't get flagged.
Oh, but Disney are everywhere.
They'd get that, yeah. Disney
Sorry,
are...
allegedly.
Allegedly, Disney are everywhere. Did you hear the theory about they changed the name of Frozen from Ice Queen to Frozen, so when people Googled Walt Disney Frozen, it would stop showing up, bringing up pictures of Walt Disney cryogenically frozen?
I have heard that story. I don't think it's true.
I 100% think it's true.
You know, Frozen's just opened in the West End.
Oh yeah? Any good?
The musical. Rave reviews. Apparently, it is very good, but I am inherently biased because my brother works on the show.
Ah, fair. I was recently on the West End. I saw the play that goes wrong. It was hilarious.
I have very much heard that. I miss going to the theatre.
It is fantastic. As Sophie with the disc. That's Sophie Shire, not Sophie, last name redacted. Sends it down the line to Mike.
Really strange last name redacted, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, it's not one you find in many places. It's not very well known. Searing blade all the way across to the opposite side, and Shire is waiting there comfortably. And that is a nice distraction cut from Juma, and she just pops it in for the easy score, I think to subs.
It was. What I like is that they had 2 players following that up.
Yep.
So
and those players went in opposite directions?
yeah, so one drew the coverage to that near corner, and then it had the simple pass into the middle available.
It's such a thankless position to be the one who's like, I'm going to be there for the support cut, and instead of just stopping dead and going, give it to me, you pull the defense past the handler or the person who caught the disc and was isolated, so you open up more space behind for them to use themselves.
It was an ambitious flick blade, wasn't it?
It was a beautiful flick blade. It came out perfectly and read at just the right time, because that's exactly where the wind has been blowing for so much of today. Most of the games we've had in the last, say, 3 hours, that throw isn't going to come off unless you put hella spin on it. But in that situation, picked his moment, lots of spin as well.
Yeah.
Comes out perfectly.
Played the atmospheric conditions very well.
And the atmosphere right now is feeling a little bit shaky as that disc goes into the car park.
There was a lot of chance of roof. I think that would have been some ball. Not in a good way.
Oh, to get on the roof of the building.
Yeah.
Are we allowed up there? They seem to have like a viewing area.
Well, you see how there are wires coming out of the kitchen up there.
Yes.
Yeah, we are not allowed up there.
Okay.
But we have run the wires up there.
Ah, right.
So because no one is allowed up there.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Except us, to go check on those wires.
Which we don't need to do, because no one's going to interfere with them.
Because no one else is allowed up there.
Correct.
Except me.
No.
Swansea, straight 2-5 setup and a good strong undercut with a nice follow. Huge bid! What a defensive play. Flying through the sky and smacking that one away. I think that was Nick. Might have been Horse. Horse.
Sometimes you just got to tip your visor, I guess.
Can't give a gift horse something like that.
Can't look a gift horse in the mouth. That's the phrase.
I know. I was.
Well, I think they looked him in the
seems
mouth.
like they just punched that horse in the mouth.
That's why you can't look him in the mouth, because the defender's going to close. That's why. That looks all right to me.
Seems like some of us have higher standards than others.
Has to be. I mean, we need
that came out smooth, but into the hands of Juma. He steps in and steals it away.
Or maybe the disc was bent. I think that's what he'll claim.
Yeah, that was definitely what happened there.
It's definitely not severely warped. Come on now.
Sophie puts it down the line. Can't connect. Oh, nope.
Yeah, bounces off the fingertips.
That was Cadwigan. Oh, 94 is completely. Oh, no, pick. That's unfortunate.
What's the phrase we use in that scenario?
If you're GBN, you know it. Call a pick.
No, suspiciously open.
That is true. Well, they go for it anyway, but the throw just doesn't have the legs. Tried to force it through the break.
Again, they've got the blade on it too early.
I think that comes down to the force influencing their will. It's now Shakedown hoping to extend this lead a little bit further. Floaty one back into the middle, but well taken. When Mike sends that down, Juma steps forward, and he has got clamps for hands, ladies and gentlemen. Popping that one in comfortably. That's not Shire, but it might be. They've got 80 on their back. We'll call him Shire as well.
Hey, made it stick, didn't it? Good, very good hands. As you mentioned, need to have a strong claw around that one.
Juma just seems to love snatching those hands out there and just wha-cha!
It's not bad,
bringing them in. It's not bad at all. It's something you
No
really
bad.
want from some of your downfield receivers. Wouldn't mind somebody sending something nice and high for him, see what he's got in the old jumps department. Do you think Shakedown are the kind of team that can go all the way this year?
Yeah, why not? I think the question is how hard they party. Not because they might put themselves out the running, but if they don't party hard enough, have they really won Glasto?
That's an excellent point. There is still a lot to prove on the dance floors at Glastonbury.
I think any champion that wins but doesn't really come to the party is a hollow champion, in my opinion.
I refuse to see them as a champion.
Yes.
What have they won? Really, all they've done is rob themselves of a good time.
Exactly. Well, I mean, imagine coming to a party tournament and not partying.
Now that might just be the best pull we've seen all day. Oh no, doesn't go deep enough. But here comes Swansea, hoping to go deeper into this tournament, but they'll need to get a few more points on the board and try to escape these interests of the Shakedown defenders. So much pressure and a crafty little poach. We saw this poachy defense mess up Exeter, but a beautiful use of the space and another pinpoint pass from number 10.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Tell you what, when they make it work, it's really nice to watch, but it's, again, just been a bit inconsistent, really, for the Swansea Grads.
Well, I think an aspect of the inconsistency is the defense that Shakedown play. When Swansea are trying to get everyone involved and trying to set up some good proper cuts, Shakedown have done a really good job of sitting someone in the open side. But what we have seen Swansea react really well with every now and again, especially between 97 and 10, is moving between the handlers a little and setting up a nice deep shot, and they have the shots, they have the throwers, just need to bring a few more of them in.
Also, I know they're not called Swan Song, but I think it's a really good name and we should just call them that anyway.
I said Swansea Song.
Yeah, but I think Swan Song.
Swan Song, I suppose.
Swan Song if they're no. Are their freshers called Signets?
I mean, they should be. I
agree.
really hope so. We're kind of leaning into this real Swansea thing. It's like, that's Swansea's deal, though. They're really into swans, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why do you think they call it Swansea?
I don't know.
Lot of swans.
In the sea there?
There is a sea nearby.
I didn't think swans were like ocean or sea-based animals.
No, they're
they
not.
were rivers.
Yeah, where do rivers go to, though? There you go.
My word. We see JB playing it back to Sups. Out onto this far sideline. I'm going to assume that's Sophie. It is. She's under a little bit of pressure now as we see Swansea going with this zone-ish look.
Oh, he misread it.
Unfortunate misread for JB, and now Swansong with a chance to make it 5-4. And they've got some voices left in them.
Just got way too casual with it, and the wind was like, aha, this is my opportunity. Yoink. And credit to Swansea because capitalised immediately. We got a game on our hands, Lorcan. We got a game on our hands.
We do have a game on our hands. 5-4. After they went 2-0 down, I was worried that the game might be a little bit out of reach and Shakedown were going to storm through this one, but it looks like another competitive matchup in the crossovers here. 1 versus 16, just showing the type of tournament Glastonbury is. As Swansong want to keep their tune going for another few games. Shakedown, though, I think they're going to look at themselves, reassess. Their offense hasn't looked too pushed, really. Just like you said, they kind of pulled their feet off the trigger for a little while. Or feet off the trigger, feet off the pedal.
I was going to say, what guns are you firing? Or what cars are you driving? Either way.
Hot shots.
I still maintain he should not be pulling with a bad shoulder, elbow, wrist, whatever it is.
Especially if he's going to pull it out the
Well,
back.
that's why, because obviously that shoulder brace is giving him too much strength, which is why he's muscled it out the back of the end zone.
Clearly.
Performance-enhancing drugs.
Performance-enhancing equipment.
Yeah. I mean, why would you use equipment that didn't?
Like, if he's allowed to do that, why can't I wear those boots that have trampolines in them?
Because they don't exist?
Like the spring ones, you know?
A little bit of zone coming out now from Swansea. Maybe just try to throw a different look at Shakedown, keep him guessing.
Oh, this is nice, comfortable play by Shakedown.
They've just been able to kind of just cram it down that open side so far.
JB continuing that move, cramming it down. Not in. Cadwigan's going to have to find somebody to offload it to. There's a lot of Swansong players around trying to crowd as much as they can. And it works in their favor in the end, unable to get the disc out to Chubby.
Yeah, just a little hand in the way, I think. And, you know, credit to Swansea, because they stood firm all the way to the end zone line, and eventually they got the turn, and now they've got a disc with a chance to level it.
Big time flick hook going all the way down the pitch. Plenty of sit, plenty of time. That's a beaut. And it's a score to tie it up, 5-all.
Well, they've come fighting back in this game. Oh, there is a blank page in my notebook. I blame Tom Styles. Fine.
It's always good to blame Tom Styles for stuff. He is a very culpable person.
Agreed. Very much. Anyway, 5-all.
5-all.
Just when it looked like Shakedown might be running away with it.
Swansea showing their teeth.
They've come honking back.
You know, it's why you should never pick a fight with a swan. They will mess you up.
They can break your arm.
And if you punch them, the queen can kill you.
No. If you punch the queen, a swan can kill you.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Right. So you can see how fired up they are. Some of the big players just staying out there every point. I suppose they have to. They don't have that many players. Another big-time pull. This one doesn't seem to be going out the back. It might be perfect.
That is a very, very good pull.
So now we see Shakedown trying to work their way out of their own end zone. Sups with it in the middle. And this zone, which has worked out quite well for them, being applied one more time by Swansea. On the far side, and great hop in to tip it away. Paddy a bit too casual. Tried to paddy cake that one. Got Paddy whacked. And that's a shot straight to the front corner. Really well run across and covered by Shire.
Just bounced off the chest in the end.
Maybe, but certainly a lot of pressure on it to really influence that.
As a receiver, you'll be disappointed not to make that catch, I think.
As a handler, Subs will be delighted to have made that one.
Almost certainly.
Swinging it back around Cadwigan. It's Mike with it.
I imagine it's Welsh. It's like just Cadwigan.
Oh, that would make sense.
Like
Sups. Because, yeah, when you see a W and then a G, that's got to be Welsh.
W, man. Welsh, what a language.
What a people.
Couldn't
so
agree
Cadwigan,
more.
You reckon?
Cadwigan.
Cadwigan, just Cadwigan.
Yeah, like don't actually pronounce the W-ness.
I can never get Welsh. I know double F is V, and that's about it. Cadwigan. And he swings it around. This is a lot more patient by Shakedown. They've just been throwing it back and forth, basically in front of their own end zone for a while. Shire into the middle. Paddy spreads it out a bit further.
Shakedown aren't looking too flustered with this zone at the moment.
Not really. I think they've taken their time, taken a breath, and just realized, okay, yep, there's always a free throw. Let's just keep taking that free throw until an easy opportunity downfield like that comes up. Well covered. He's going to call a foul. Uncontested. Can't be denied. A lot of contact. So Mike's going to pick it up.
Still a slightly dicey throw, though. Into coverage, as you say, it was a foul, but fakes that first pass off.
I did like that shot from Shire, to be honest with you. I thought it had just the right amount of space. And that is beautiful. That is not an easy throw by any stretch of the imagination.
Just takes advantage of the defender's backs being turned and sitting it out into space.
How many times have you seen people go for that throw and just turf it?
Yeah, it's very easy to get wrong.
Really good, really smooth, right into the place where you could just crouch and clap catch, which is what we all want to be doing. So, Shakedown hold, and it's a big hold to make it 6-5. So now, Swansea with the chance to take it to. Well, we'll see. We'll hold off on that for right now. Because if there's something Shakedown have shown, it's that they can turn it on when they need to. There's a reason they're the #1 seed. They bribed us.
They didn't bribe me.
They
might bribe
me.
it. Also, they've won it in the past, so you know what, fair cop.
Won it through bribery, maybe.
And by winning games.
Well, yeah, but like, that's 6-1, you know?
What, 6 of one and 20 of the other?
6 of one, 2 dozen of the other. That's how that expression goes.
That ain't it, Chief.
Once again, 10 for Swansea. She loves those high release backhands, and why not when they look that good and work that well? And there, the man with the messed up shoulder puts a smooth one that just drifts in the wrong direction, curving the other way, and it would have been picture perfect.
Just didn't quite hold that outside in edge that he wanted to, and it tailed away at the end.
Exactly. Maybe that is a consequence of the taco disc.
What do you mean? The disc looks fine. And also, I mean, tacos are great. Who wouldn't want tacos?
I would actually love some tacos right now.
Ed. Ed, can you get some tacos?
Sups. Into the middle. Pick called downfield. The Shakedown going to try and fight their way to half. Well picked up. And spreading it out. Horse is looking for options. Event goes for the under. That was really well taken down by Swansea. You're the one always calling for catch your D's. That's exactly why. Another high release backhand out of 10.
Hey, if you catch your D's, the opposition can't get another shot at it.
And you get to restart that offense pretty quick while they're still discombobulated.
Discombobulated.
Another great word.
It is. Pulling it all out today.
Well, it is Glasto. From what I've been told and from what I understand, this is the high
Glasto,
point of
correct.
my ultimate broadcasting career.
Correct.
The high water mark. So now, can they get it done when they've got this many defenders in this small a space? Because that has been a real problem.
Not necessarily just for Swansea, but for a lot of teams. When the space is congested and it's close, can you find those windows through? Yes, they can. You know what that means, don't you, Lorcan?
Galaxy Board. See?
Galaxy Point, sudden death to take half, like Universe, just a bit smaller.
Just a bit smaller. What sports use sudden death? You were like every sport uses sudden death.
Football.
Does it?
Yeah, penalty shootout, sudden death.
I've never heard that called sudden.
What?
I thought it was just called penalty shootout.
Yeah, but after they all take the 5 penalties, then it's sudden death.
All right. So it's like the final version of everything. Yeah, I don't think that works for Universe Point.
I just think Universe Point's a bit, yeah. Double game point.
But like
double
Universe
game
Point is
bad.
super corny.
I'm not having double game point though. It's double game point.
What's that, tennis? What are we playing?
Yeah, that should mean that you have 2 game points.
Right? That's silly.
Exactly.
But like, in fairness, Universe Point is the perfect amount of ultimate corny. The sport is called Ultimate.
I mean, right?
Like, look at the team names. Shakedown against Swansea. And I'll be honest, Swansea is a great team name, and whoever came up with that should be really proud of themselves.
It's not even their name. Exactly. That's the universal symbol for go that way.
Run, quickly.
Move. Lovely little thread through.
And Shakedown just taking their time. Just like the last point, going up against this zone, not forcing anything. Sups, popping it into the middle. Nice continuation. Shire has the easy one and unfortunately dropped. I love when someone, like Nick called for it by just opening his hand on the right side, the opposite side to the defender. I love that as a signal. But
and then just couldn't stick the catch.
Couldn't close the hand then.
Couldn't stick the catch. Oof. That's not going to go on his personal highlight reel, I don't think.
Oh, you think that's a dog's opinion?
What?
Woof.
Nice. Now we have a nice poach block there by Shakedown to get the disc back, right on the doorstep of the end zone.
So Paddy just sticking out a hand and knocking that one down. That could be crucial. You have to imagine it is. Sups, looking for the break, goes with the much softer one.
Beautiful.
He tempted the big ones, pulled over the defender, and then just easily scoops it into space.
Using that lefty to get the inside-out backhand, sitting it on that break side. Lovely one, and Shakedown going to take half, 7-6 to the good.
Which, considering they were 5-2 up at one point, I believe, or at least 4-2 up.
5-2 up, you are right. Yeah, you've got to credit Swansea, they fought back into it well. Then, you know, it looks like it's going to be a tight game all the way to a finish. Just over half an hour through now.
So not too long to go. In this, the last official game, or should we say sanctioned match, of Glastonbury Tournament, and then we'll have the exhibition game afterwards, where the Southwest will take on the rest of the world.
West.
Southwest and West, you're right.
Southwest and Wales. Oh, it should have specified just as
Wales.
SW and W. So to players from the southwest of Wales, they have to be from the southwest of England, or can they be from the southwest of other countries? Okay, so it's just the southwest of England and Wales.
Well, that makes the most sense if we're honest with ourselves. How good is that team going to be? Probably pretty good.
I don't know. Any good players ever come out of here?
No, none that I can remember. Josh Alcock.
He plays for Clapham, so he's obviously not from here.
Fair enough.
Because why would people go to Clapham when they don't live in Clapham?
I know. Why would anybody do that? It's such a strange move.
There's a baby on the pitch.
Baby on board, how I adore
that sign in my car's window pane. Banger. Proper banger. Anyway, there is still a baby on the pitch. And it looks like it's looking after a toddler as well. Hey, don't mind that one, do you?
He's cutting them with it. I like that. That's the old meat train.
With a little meat carriage in tow.
I was wondering, yeah, so what's like the smaller version of a train?
Tram?
I guess. Is that the meat tram?
I don't know about that one.
I guess the meat carriage.
Little cutlet?
Yeah, the cutlet carriage.
The cutlet carriage. There we go.
We got there together.
We'll have that one. Collaborative.
That's how we do business. Well, it seems like people are already setting up positions for the exhibition game after this.
So here's an interesting one. This is why Galaxy Point was so important for Shakedown, because now they can do the 2 for none. And they get 2 possessions back to back. Because they are receiving to start the second half.
This is very crafty by Shakedown. Really showing off their brains here, yeah?
Or they lost the toss.
It could be both.
I don't know. Genuinely, I don't know. I was not privy to the toss.
Life can be 2 things.
Stuff can be 2 things, that's true. Oh, just gone out the back.
Oh, but it bounced out the back. That's so harsh.
Does still give them a chance to set up, though.
It does. And hit that stall count as soon as his foot hits the line. Don't tap it.
He's definitely not on the line there. I mean, not on the sideline. Doesn't seem to matter.
That's a tasty break and a difficult one thrown at pace.
Yeah, beautiful to thread that needle because it was not a huge window.
Going back. And over the top. Juma is there. That's a great throw straight into space, and Shire was waiting. She has Paddy, she has Juma, and again they split the defenders in the end zone. You like to see that kind of tactic. But then it goes back into the middle. Shire. Big hammer over the top, and Sups is there to run in and collect, and they cash it in, the 2 for none.
Yeah, 9-7 now, and again, we had a bit of wind earlier, but it has died down, and thus those overheads, they're not so much of a risk anymore.
Opening back up for folk. And that is dangerous.
Overheads now, I think, is a key. If you want to be a really top-level thrower, you have to have that element to your game now.
Oh, yes, absolutely. You're starting to see some of the real up-and-coming teams as well use them as a standard part of their offense. Like, I remember when I was coming up, it was like, oh, this is the hammer, but, you know, you're not really meant to use it. It's just a couple of specific situations. But now people are saying, like, no, if you can put a hammer the length of the pitch, no one's going to see that coming. I remember my coach one time came back from playing tour. I can't remember, it might have been Brighton they played, and they had somebody who could put a thumber the length of the pitch. And they had a play set up just to run that. And it was a really good play, because it wasn't the kind of play you're used to seeing. It was really hard to predict. You hadn't seen it before. You didn't really know it was coming. And the thumber was on point. So it's, if you can do it consistently, it's legit.
And we've seen in, with teams like Free Speed that it really opens up your offense if you have that.
The Migliorettos, absolutely.
You have the full arsenal of throws. So, you're making cuts to spaces, unconventional spaces perhaps, but they still have to be defended. Those fakes, they're getting bit on a little bit harder. It opens up your offense.
I feel like Ring of Fire throw a lot of hammers, or we've certainly seen them throw a lot of bust-out hammers every now and again. Proper pitch-length ones.
Such a boon to your offense.
Big-time boon.
Boon, baby.
Get out the way. Swansea looking to stay in this match. They need a hold. I think somebody needs to hold that man's shoulder in place. For right now, he's got a device. That one's popping up.
popping out.
Potentially. It's now Shakedown.
I
The
didn't mean
opportunity to really shake the baby of this game.
Shake the baby.
Kill it off.
Yeah, I'm not having that one. I'm sorry, that one I am not having.
Well, it's too late. It's already happened. But you can try. Oh, and that one bounces in. Didn't look like Paddy would have it, but he did in the end. Disc don't lie.
Conservation of greatness. All those cliches, chuck them out. What was that? Is that you chucking the cliches out?
That was me chucking cliches out. Like I'm dealing cards. As our brains get tired, the creativity element, it's more and more weary, and you lean back on the things you've heard all your life.
Isn't it? It's like,
Ooh.
Who knows what's going to happen next?
This is like hour 6 of an acid trip. I might say one of the funniest things I've ever said. I might say
allegedly.
Allegedly. Swan Song in the coffin corner, and it unfortunately doesn't go anywhere past 2 people. Sups keeps that one up and seems to have pulled his hamstring trying to grab it. And a big step out and taken in. I wouldn't say comfortably by Horse, but he used those long legs and he gets the score.
Yeah. That's a bit of horsepower in that one.
I'm just going to let that sit.
Perfectly fine for me.
You proud of that one?
No, not really. I could have used that a bit better. But I wanted to get it in before the opportunity was lost.
It seems like you're trying to close the stable door after the opportunity's bolted.
All right, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Righty. You know what else isn't bad?
You're really trying to shoe these in, aren't you?
You know, if I'm lucky enough to. So, 9-6.
Shakedown having a bit of lead in there, but then we saw that earlier in this game. They were 3 points up.
But is there enough time, or more importantly, Game 4 of Glastonbury first day, enough energy for them to mount a second 3-point comeback in this game?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, okay, cool. Well, that's good to know. Well, if everybody's watching,
I don't know whether
we're going to see a great comeback.
But there is enough, but they, you know, the games are relatively short, so you imagine they should have enough in the tank. We should have caught it.
I feel like the throws are going slightly over a little. Weird looking. Oh, it was a weird offensive structure they went for.
Does look a bit weary now sometimes, doesn't it?
Those 2 cuts at the same time to the same place. It's a bit of trouble. Number 1 still doing great work on those unders. Big shot, but
I think that's a lot bladier than he wanted.
Yeah, a lot of tiredness coming into that, and instead of snapping it, he's followed through and dragged it down. That's a nice floating one up. They're looking for options. Sups, he's got some clamps on him too.
Yeah, quick hands.
It up.
Quick hands, and he's lashed it as well. Oh, the back of the end zone's a concern, and he can't tow it in. On a full-size pitch, he'd have got that no problem.
Realistically, but we've seen that a lot today. People trying to adjust to the slightly smaller pitches here at Glastonbury. The shorter games, the smaller pitches is all designed really just to have as much ultimate going on as possible, which is a lovely vibe to have.
Is a nice vibe to have. Nice bip.
Vibes. Swan Song. Number 1. Starting in the middle. That's a nice undercut. Really well worked and plenty of space. More movement like that, and Swan Song will be right back in this game. Is she going to send it deep? She might. It's either send it deep or a high release backhand. Nope, an under flick. Well, when the cuts are that good, you have to hit them. What we've been saying all day, take the open pass. That one pops up. Juma covers the distance really well and gets the sky, but then puts one into the air himself. Shires underneath and just kind of gets spooked out of it. Good defensive pressure.
Ended up cowering underneath it in the end. Bit of a shame, really, because she just kind of maybe kept her composure. She could have made the catch.
Well, that's an easy thing to say when we're in the booth, and that's why we are here.
Yep.
And not out in the pitch. Another great undercut.
It's better to, what's the thing, you know, it's better to have people think you're a fool than to open your mouth and confirm it. But it's better for us to people to think that we're bad.
That was such a good up-the-line cut. I'm sorry to interject there, but that was a bit unfortunate that the look wasn't quite there, and then that one's overshot and going out the opposite sideline.
It's all right, what I was saying wasn't important anyway.
It rarely is. Swan Song were putting in great shifts there, lots of running. Every now and again, sparks of real impressive structure. There's the timeout by Shakedown. If they can come out and punch this in, That's probably putting an end to the game.
I think so. Does feel like it's Swansea are really having to work for it at the moment.
I thought I noticed on that point that Swansea really wanted it, though. They really seem to be putting in that work for it. And frustrated at the turnover.
It does drain you. Even if,
it's only so long you can do that for.
Short games, and maybe you're already thinking about the post-game festivities.
The mechanical bull.
Yeah, the rodeos are concerned that maybe you want to save something for the show game, the most important game of the weekend.
Very true. Especially with Swansea and Shakedown having a decent whack of South West and Wales players.
I mean, they would really be representing the region, I guess.
In fairness, some of these women on the Shakedown team have done a fantastic job of representing the region already, taking home the national title for Bristol. In what was a really commanding and impressive performance to knock Iceni off their perch.
I mean, you say knock Iceni off the perch. Iceni haven't won national since 2017.
Really? Who won in 2018?
Bristol.
Oh, wow.
And then obviously Gravity won it in...
Gravity won it in 2019, yeah. I meant in the UK sense. I didn't realise Bristol won it the year before that. Fair play to them.
Yeah, Iceni made the final against Gravity and then lost. So Iceni have been the beaten finalists 3 tournaments in a row now. And that's, I mean,
it's a tough thing. It's got to hurt. But at the end of the day, it's a testament to your greatness. Like, one of the things I think will always prove LeBron James' greatness is the fact that basically for a decade, he was the guy you beat to win an NBA title.
In the same way that Matt Ryan is for the playoffs. If you beat Matt Ryan in the playoffs, you go to the Super Bowl.
Not quite.
It's true, though. Every team that's beaten Matt Ryan in the playoffs has gone to the Super Bowl.
Is that actually true?
Yep.
I don't know if that really confirms Matt Ryan's greatness. I always thought he had one of the worst nicknames.
What, the Matcherel? It's terrible.
No, the Matcherel's actually pretty good. I've never heard that before.
Matty Ice.
Matty Ice, when he's so clearly easy to shake.
Well, I think he's criminally underrated as a quarterback, to be honest. This is a discussion for another time.
It is, because right now we are discussing Ultimate, which people are far more interested in, and as they should be.
Has a much larger fan base than the NFL, I think.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Definitely here in the southwest at Glastonbury, in this mile radius anyway. As Sups has the option to send it to Juma, points Juma go the other way, and lashes a low one. Juma steps forward and grabs it, and then just pops it out. Cadogan collects.
10-6, and you feel like that is probably done and dusted.
That's probably the final nail in the crucifix. Well, that's a shout that I absolutely adore.
Swans can't look down.
Is that true?
No, absolutely not.
Isn't that how they eat?
Yes. There are many ways like that. It is provably false on a number of different fronts.
All right, can dogs look up?
Yes.
See, that's weird, because I've never seen a dog use a library.
All right, fine, I'll have that.
You know you will. You love it, you slag.
No, I don't know about that one, Chief.
So Shakedown looking to finish this one off. Sups puts up the big hook. I've only just realized he's left-handed. And that goes out. Maybe he isn't left-handed.
He is left-handed.
Oh, okay.
You've really only just realized that.
Yep.
Observant.
I have dyspraxia. I don't think that's relevant right now.
No, I don't think it's relevant either. But it's not my place to say.
It's going in shape. On your close shape.
Still did.
Move shape.
As here they go.
Go on, Pad. Go on, Pad.
Swansea looking for options. Taking their time. It's not gone. There's still the chance for them to fight back, but they need to start scoring now.
And that's the thing with
Ultimate.
Ultimate.
That form.
As long as you need to score the last point to win, there's always that chance of a comeback and, oh, catch your Ds.
Make contact with your Ds.
She did.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't think that affected that much.
I think that's why she looks so mid.
I thought it just skimmed over her head, but either way, that's the point that Swansea needed to keep going in this match.
So it's 10-7 now, and the Hooter's is due to go any minute, I imagine. Head has disappeared. Oh, he's there with the Hooter. So cover young ears. Can I do the Hooter? Oh, well, yeah. All right, that'll do. I've been offered the Hooter for the exhibition game.
Well, that's a big deal. That's a lot of responsibility.
No, we shall do the big reveal when the show game starts. We've got to wrap up this game first.
And there's still plenty of game left.
There is. Well, not really.
Well, we should let people know that there will be a big reveal before we go on to the show game.
Will there?
Won't there?
Will there?
The mysteries continue. But how will we unravel them?
I have to tune in to find out. So finish the point, add 1, and then that is the score cap.
So let's see who can finish this point. As here we see Shire with the disc, and we know that she's got a cannon if she chooses to use it. Instead keeps it simple, plays it down the line. Smoothly again, Cadigan. There's calls for running to the corner.
Working it nicely through their women.
Smoothly taken in by Paddy. And he goes for the quick blade, and Juma snaps it up. Those clamps doing their job.
11-7, game to 12, and you feel that with only 1 point needed for them and 5 needed for Swansea, it's probably all over. Regrettably, from a Swansea point of view, but hey, you know what? Seen bigger comebacks than this before.
That is true. We can hope for them anyway. Plenty of action left to come today as we have the big exhibition match, the Southwest and Wales against the rest of the world, Southwest of England. So basically Pirates.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Isn't that where all the English Pirates came from?
Yeah, like
Cornwall, where they have that voice.
Cornwall, Devon.
Yeah.
I thought the reason they had that voice was redacted.
And Swansea are psyching themselves up. They feel like they've got a 5-point run in them.
I wonder if they actually believe that, or whether it's just kind of lip service.
Well, that's the thing. As a lot of people who've struggled with faith will tell you, sometimes you pay lip service until you feel it in your soul again. You just fake it till you make it.
There's a Shakedown player who has not really left the line and is kind of crawling off the pitch injured. So I don't know what's happened there. I do hope that they're okay.
That's unfortunate.
Never like to see a player call an injury without just completely unprompted, especially just after a point started. So maybe she jarred something when she was trying to, I don't know.
Well, the important thing is that we keep speculating wildly.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Maybe there was like a mole hole and a mole popped out and she accidentally kicked it in the face right as she was trying to take off from the
maybe
line.
Like Thor zapped her with some lightning or something.
That's very possible. As we restart it, great catch.
Had a fair few of those today, just like it's just a bit behind and you stick out that hopeful paw and it somehow nestles its way in.
It's a great feeling. You just stick out the hand and hope and you feel it stick to you. There's number 1 who's got to be feeling his fuel reserves run low, the amount of running around he's doing. Same as that receiver, in fairness. They keep going. Keep working, not wanting to give it up. Hitting that open side. There's the shot, but well picked off and intercepted by Horse.
The throw has to go very early in that tight space, and as you say, if you don't, well, Horse is right there to stop it. So Shakedown with the disc. The score here would end the game. Very calm at the moment from Shakedown. They're not really getting much downfield movement, but they're happy resetting it among the handlers at the moment, it seems to look them.
Just slowly rotating, working it about, not trying to force anything, and this again speaks to their experience. We saw them do the same thing in the closing stages against Exeter. And then they take the big time shot. They've got a lot of faith in that receiver. And it pays off in the end, just about. Great catch.
And that'll do it. That's game. Shakedown will go into the quarterfinals tomorrow as the tournament's #1 seed.
Deservedly so, you have to say. Unfortunate for Swansea, they really put up a hell of a fight coming into this as far down the rankings as they did. Shakedown making a strong case that they are going to return to the top of the podium tomorrow. But that is for tomorrow. For today, we've got one last game left to bring you here at Glastonbury 2021, and that is the Showcase exhibition game. We'll be starting in 5 minutes for that at 5 o'clock. Southwestern Wales against the rest of the world.
Alti.tv